hello. I know I've been away for a bit and we'll talk as to why in a little while, not today. Today we're gonna talk about Total Drama, a few more characters from Total Drama, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna style them. If you're looking for more characters, there's gonna be a link to another video. And if I still don't cover your favorite characters today, you can just tell me in the comments. Also, tell me your opinions, like your unpopular opinions about Total Drama characters and the couples and everything. I'm curious. Let's actually start with Crimson and ENNUI. These two are clearly goth, like straight up. And I thought that I kind of like picked a few images like this, but I feel like it's for ENNUI. I don't know if you're familiar with Taylor Momsen, but her outfit definitely, like her outfits kind of remind me of that style a lot. And it was quite popular at the time when the show came out, so it would make sense that they could model her after Taylor. All of this leather, all of these types of shoes with a lot of buckles, a lot of goth motifs in general, especially this dress reminds me of ENNUI, like this one, right? I've also picked this type of makeup because it literally looks like her makeup, to me at least. Do you see it? Yeah, this, right? And for Crimson, I found these pants, and I think that it would be kind of effective for him. This is them ungothed, which is really funny to me because I cannot believe that they literally painted their skin all over their body. It's such a pale color. It's... How long does it take them to get ready every single day? Do they even remove the paint at the end of the day? Is it foundation? Is it body foundation? Because body foundation, it stains everything, obviously. Because, you know, like if you've ever worn foundation, you probably have it like on your collar and whatever. Can you imagine having it all over your body? That's ridiculous. Anyway, obviously this types of boots with a lot of buckles, this type of pants, choker, this type of shirt reminds me of him. By the way, everything is added to a Pinterest board if you want to like pin it somewhere or something like that. And also this hair obviously looks very similar to what he has. By the way, I don't know who some of these people are. Like I knew like Taylor Momsen, for example, right? But I don't know who this guy is. I'm pretty sure he's like probably from some band or something. But if he's problematic, I didn't know. Okay. I don't know who he is, so at least I don't remember. Maybe he's like from Tokyo Hotel or something. I really don't know. Let's move on to Dawn. So with Dawn straight up, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw her, I just thought, oh, that's just Luna Lovegood. She is so quintessentially Luna that just have a bunch of images of Luna here to represent her outfits. Also, I love this scene where she tells him that he has a desire to be dominated, and it's really funny. The hair, a bit of an eccentric attitude or behavior, the eyes, those outfits, like it's just, I feel like everything that she wears is Luna. I know that obviously there's some like differences, but it just seems like this character is just perfect for her. So I could use all the outfits that Luna had in Harry Potter to represent Dawn. Also, she's just a fun, like an interesting character. I wish she stayed in the game for longer. Next one is Trent. And listen, with Trent, don't quite remember all the names of like the dudes that were in bands back in the day, but he just reminds me of like that emo rock band aesthetic from the late 2000s. Look at this. Doesn't it remind you of this era? I know this is Gerard Way and like Pete, what's his name? Last name? Wentz? I think. Doesn't it remind you of that? Not them right now, but them back then. Like Panic at the Disco, My Chemical Romance. What was the name of the one where Pete was? I remember. It doesn't matter, you know it. You know the name of the band. But basically, all of these outfits, doesn't it look like Trent to you? I'm kind of surprised that they didn't give him like a little earring, like one of those like black ones, flat ones, like this. Wouldn't it be perfect for that? I don't know. This is what I would style Trent as. Basically, Pete Wentz and I feel like Gerard Way is a little bit too experimental for Trent. Pete would be more up his alley, but this is kind of what I'm envisioning here. Alright, so Izzy. Izzy, such a strange character, but I love her. I think it's a really good character. She's really funny, and her outfit, it's one of those pieces of fabric that you tie around your hips and you just wear it. It's kind of like beach outfit that she wears at all times. First of all, okay, so like when I was looking it up, I looked up an illustration of her so I could kind of use Pinterest to find something similar. So I found this illustration, and then this is what it found for me. Just why, honestly. Also, what's up with Total Drama fandom? There's so many out there illustrations about that cartoon. You know, there's just some cartoons that just have those like parts of the fandom that are just so extra. If you know things about it, comment down below or like send it to someone who knows about this, because I want to hear someone explain why it has like such a like this subsection of the fandom that makes like fan art but very like specific fetishy kind. What's happening there? Why is this happening? I'm just curious, because it's just sometimes like for some of them you know, for most cartoons you would find something accidentally, at least when you're looking for different types of images and like their outfits and whatever, but usually it's like one or maximum like two. But then some cartoons are just, they have an abundance, and I'm just always curious why some of them have more than others. I'm not quite sure. Let me know. Izzy, I had a hard time finding something for her, but I found this first of all, I found this illustration. It's by Jundi. You should go check them out because they have a bunch of characters from Total Drama drawn in this like more realistic style. Also, I'm gonna show a few more at the end of this video because I goddamn love them. I think that they're done so well, and I think that people like this who can envision these characters that are done in a very minimalistic and very stylistic way and then make them look real, like, or more realistic, those people should work with studios more when they're casting people for live actions, because they're doing such a great job of envisioning what they would look like. First of all, this illustration is just fantastic, so well done. The hair looks beautiful. I found this image for the outfit, and to be honest, like, I don't love it at all, but I think that her outfit would have to just be like custom made. A lot of tops and skirts that are made out of just a scarf, you know, like a lot of people were wearing scarves as tops this summer, and I think that she would be the type of person who would wear that as well. Like for the tops and bottoms, she's kind of, you know, she would flip them around and like do a bunch of things. Also for her hair, it's interesting because it's not quite as wild as this in terms of how it's styled. It feels like it has a little bit more structure to it. Like if you look at her hair, see, it has those locks like on the side and it's quite flat at the top. So I'm not entirely sure how I would go about it, but I think that maybe something like this loose braid would look really good, or something really wild like this, but it definitely would have to be obviously ginger. It's an interesting character. Let's move on to Bridgette. Bridgette, I'm sure she's a favorite of many people. Her eyes are literally like olives. Whenever I watch the cartoon, I can't stop looking at the fact that it's literal olives in my opinion. And I have also a couple of images here of her with boyfriend. I guess that they've been dating the entire series, I think, but she's like a quintessential surfer girl. This is very much H2O, just add water. She looks exactly like what all three of the main characters, and I mean, I know that there's like a change later on, but all the main characters are wearing exactly this types of outfits. And also there is a dress like this for when she's hosting, and I think that she has another dress when she's apologizing to Jeff. But for her, so I picked this wetsuit first of all, of course, because this is genuinely just what she wears. She's just a blonde girl who's a surfer girl, very typical Australian vibes, maybe California vibes, like West Coast kind of thing going on, right? And I also think that this dress would probably be something that she would wear for one of the events that they're hosting, or one of the aftermath episodes that they're hosting with Jeff. And also I picked this makeup look because it's kind of like, I feel like she's the type of girl that definitely wears makeup, but she wears makeup that makes her look like she's not wearing any makeup. For anyone who says that she's not wearing makeup, there's literally episodes where she's like applying lip gloss and stuff like that, so she's definitely the type of girl to wear makeup. It's just she's probably one of those that are kind of Glossier kind of girls. Yeah, that's basically what I would do with her. Ezekiel. This name, I've been struggling with this name for so long. Every time I say it, I just can't. He is, first of all, it's a really interesting character, the way that they went with him, like the fact that he became like some kind of different animal rather than human or something, or maybe he was exposed to the pollution in some kind of way and toxic waste or something. I'm not entirely sure, because I think that it's kind of like a progression. Like he started to go a little off, or not even a little, but quite off in the third season. I feel bad for him. Like I feel like it's a really interesting character choice. I think that it's a really interesting thing for him, blah blah blah. I think it's an interesting plot line, but do I still feel bad for the character? Yeah, I still do. He's a strange fella, you know. And then this moment at the end of I don't know, I think it's 4th season maybe. Like he's, you know, I feel bad, but also I'm like, it's kind of an interesting choice for a character, especially because he's an animated character, he's not a real person. I don't know, let me know how you feel about him, but basically I just put him in a very typical Canadian toque. That's what we're going with here, ladies and gentlemen. This is who he is. This type of hoodie with this mossy green kind of color, just some, I don't even know what they're called, Skechers or something, and just a pair of regular pants. I tried to figure out what kind of material his pants are supposed to be here. It looks like it has a bit of this rigidity of like jeans, but the color doesn't match, and then I really don't know. I just kind of went with another like khaki mossy green look. He's just wearing very basic types of clothing, Midwestern Canada, middle of nowhere, prairies kind of look, you know. Let's move on to Alejandro.
Cha-cha-cha. Surprise!
So Alejandro, I think he's a really fun character. I like him for Heather. I find them extremely entertaining. They are obviously manipulative, and he definitely is, like, as in one of the episodes someone said like, oh, Alejandro is like Heather but with social skills, and like 100% he's definitely charming to compare to Heather, who's not really trying to, I mean, I think in the first season she was trying to pretend to be like friends with people or something like that, when in reality I feel like she wasn't really trying that hard doing that. And also she's definitely doesn't have his charisma, especially with the people that already know her. So he definitely had the upper hand in the 3rd season where people did not know his true nature. But I really liked the addition of his character. I think he worked really well for the cast, and I really liked that he made not only girls but guys like fluster, and just one of those, you know, really funny characters. This for some reason this image just like cracks me up every time, just him balancing like and I can't wait for that illustrator to draw Alejandro, because I want to see him as like more of like a realistic type of person and the way that people would see him. So I kind of went with open shirt, kind of obviously like Latino inspired kind of shirt look, you know. I think it's the same model, but I'm not entirely sure. Just like he looked kind of like what Alejandro would probably look like. Let me know if you think otherwise. But this type of outfit, this type of jewelry, I feel like works for him and looks like something that he's wearing, right? Just give him a ring, like an earring. And also he reminds me a bit of young Johnny Depp, this type of kind of look, right? I think so. I think he looks a bit like what Johnny Depp looked like when he was quite young. This look, especially because of the earring, I decided to add it in here because I feel like this is what Alejandro would look like and what he would wear. Those types of shorts, right? With sometimes like this under, like this tank or t-shirt under it. The next one is Dakota. So Dakota is, I mean, I love this illustration too, like this version of her when her eyes are red and tired. She is 100% Paris Hilton. I mean, come on. Like from early to late 2000s. I'm not entirely sure about the timeline, but look at this outfit. Doesn't it look exactly like Dakota? Oh, come on. Right? The blonde long hair, really thin, this really low pants, a lot of pink, a lot of obviously 2000s fashion. I also thought that something like this with these glasses look very similar to the glasses that she has. Like she has really big, bulky kind of glasses like this. Oh my god, the girls in the background judging her. What are you? Come on, she looks cute. Another image like this with a phone just on her, like, you know, hanging on her pants and whatever, like looks so much like Dakota to me. And also a bunch of glasses like this with this metallic-y kind of feel to them, just because they're so reflective that they just look like jelly sometimes. Like this one at the top is completely transparent. Not transparent, but I guess it kind of is. Translucent maybe is the right word, I don't know. And also I thought that these shoes would be perfect for her, this pink Dior shoes, pumps, I don't know, just looks like her so much to me. Yeah, so this is what I got for her. She's just Paris Hilton, that's just what it is, you know. Just take any outfit that Paris Hilton wore in the early 2000s or late 2000s and just dress her up like that, and it would be perfect for Dakota, just perfect. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to show you is these illustrations. Just look at this. This is Heather, Courtney, and Duncan. This is amazing. This looks great. I love this. You should go check her out. It's right out here on the screen, and I'm also gonna link her Twitter down below. I'm gonna show you a couple more characters too, but I love the way that she does hair and the expressions, like this stink face on Heather, amazing. And the fact that Courtney kind of looks innocent, like I feel like in the first season, the first few episodes, maybe, yeah, like the first few episodes, maybe 10 episodes, she seemed like more of a type A, but also kind of a suck up to compare to later on where she's so type A that it's insane. And she kind of would look a little bit more innocent in terms of her looks. And then Duncan, I think that she also like nailed him, honestly. Makes him look kind of like the guy, like he looks kind of hot, like he looks like the type of guy who would actually be able to pull both Courtney and Gwen, you know what I mean? Let me know what you think about them, who's your like favorite illustration is. Also look at this Lindsay, this looks great. It looks literally what you would imagine Lindsay to look like. The clothes, everything, the hair, look at this. Bridgette looks fantastic too. This is such a good illustration. I love the way that this artist does eyes. The eyes are really great. Gwen, look at this. Doesn't it look like Gwen to the point where it's like, this is so good. Whoever is doing, if they ever gonna do a live action, they should look for people who look like this illustrations. And then look at Lashana too. I cannot, this is just, it definitely looks like Lashana, and it's just so well done. I love the eyes are just so well done. It has this vibe of the character. I love it. I think it's so well done. Go check her out. Follow her on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. Request Alejandro. I want to see Alejandro drawn more realistically. And let me know what you would see these characters as, maybe actors or outfits or whatever. And tell me your unpopular opinions. I've got many about this show, so let me know what you think and we'll talk about it. I'll see you soon. I'm hoping to still release a video a week from now on. I'll update you guys on what's going on in about 2 to 3 weeks when I know everything exactly and I know the plan and everything for what's gonna happen next. I'm just a little bit exhausted physically from being sick and have a lot of doctor's appointments, so I will let you know about everything in a separate video, like an update video. And also for anyone who was wondering where the butterflies are, they're right in front of me. Didn't forget about them. Okay, I did forget about them, but now I remembered about them, so see you. Bye.